I've had such a great day here at Edith Falls, just walking around this picturesque place. I just never want to leave. And when I'm on holidays or on a big adventure like this, there's nothing better to finish off the day than with a sundowner's glass of wine and a canape. So I'm going to show you a super easy canape that I love to do on the road using some canned salmon. It works a treat. This is very similar to a salmon rillette, and I picked up these blinis, which you can find at most grocery stores now. You can also put this on a cracker. Now, to bind the rillettes, I'm going to add a combination of yogurt, mayonnaise, and some avocado. Usually when you're doing a rillette, you would do this with some fat that comes from the fish or some olive oil or even butter. But I'm going to keep it a little healthier by using some avocado. It works nicely and it does bind it. So half an avocado, look at that. Avocados up here are fantastic. And with my knife, I'm going to make some incisions. This is just going to give me a helping hand with chopping it, and crisscross pattern all the way down into the avocado. Use a nice ripe avocado for this. Then we'll scoop it out and pop it into the bowl. And with a fork and a pinch of salt, I'm going to puree this so it's really fine. Break it up. I don't want it to be too chunky because the texture of these rillettes is going to come from the fish. Okay, that's looking good. Now we'll add some lemon, and I'll cut this in half, and I'll use just a small amount of the juice. Squeeze that in. Perfect. To this I'll add some onion. This is white onion. I like to use the white onion because it's not as intense as a brown onion. You could also use some French shallot, or some shallot spring onions work nicely too. And then some mustard, Dijon mustard. And we'll mix that. Now for those other binding agents, some mayonnaise, a spoonful, and then some Greek-style yogurt, thick Greek yogurt. This will just lighten it up and also give it a tang. So we'll just open the can. Now I'll drain this because we don't want that liquid in there. It's the first one. And a second can of salmon. You could also do this with canned tuna. I've done it before and it works really nicely. Even sardines, but it depends on your guests if they like that strong, oily style fish. Great. Take away that liquid and we'll discard that. And then into the bowl, we'll add the salmon, just holding those chunks at this stage because I want to have control of how I flake this, because I want some bits to be quite chunky and some bits to be fine. So I'll take away that spoon and I'll use my fork again just to break it up and then fold it through. And keep mixing it until it starts to thicken, and you'll see if it needs a little bit more moisture. This is looking quite good, so I don't need to add any more yogurt or mayonnaise. All right, we'll put that to the side. Now for the blinis, they're just little pancakes. You can use crackers if you like I said before. I'm just going to warm these up for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side, and then we can start plating this up. Okay, these blinis are nicely warmed up, they've softened, so now let's start plating this up. I'll just grab this plate, I put a little piece of bark on the base just to make it look extra special, and then we'll grab our blinis and just place them into the plate. Nice. And then, just to zhuzh it up, it is sundowner canapes after all, I'll just grab 2 teaspoons and make small quenelles. Look, they don't have to be perfect, you can just dollop it on. But just by doing this, you're pressing the salmon and the avocado together. So it looks like rillettes. And then we'll just pop that on top. There's nothing I love more when I'm on holidays than to make a really fuss-free canape just like this one with friends, a glass of wine, maybe a gin and tonic to go with it. Just really whets the appetite for the next courses. And the last one, really happy with the way these have turned out. Looks so good. And then for a little garnish on top of that, you could just sprinkle that with some sumac, or some fresh herbs. Now I got my hand on some Thai basil, so I'll use just the small little leaves just to garnish on the top, and every second one I'll garnish with some coriander. You don't have to make it a French style rillettes, you can push the borders and make it slightly fusion. So you have it, salmon rillettes, Northern Territory style. I love the simplicity of this. I'm gonna have a taste of it. It's been a very relaxing day, even more relaxing now with a gin and tonic by Edith Falls and homemade canapes. I'm in heaven. They are beautiful.